together.
What's going on, guys? This is Shady of Lightning back with another Digimon video, and today I'm going to be quite controversial, and this video may annoy a lot of you, but I just had to get my thoughts out there. Are you guys honestly satisfied with the way that the DigiDestined have been behaving in these movies? Be honest with yourselves, guys. Just because a certain character is your favorite doesn't mean that they can't be criticized. My favorite character is Tai, but bloody hell, what a disappointment he's been in these movies. There's no leadership, no planning on what to do next, nothing. It's been a character regression for Tai in these movies. But the question I want to ask you guys is the same question that the Joker said in The Dark Knight. Why so serious? And I mean that about the DigiDestined. Why are they so serious and full of anxiety and fear? Many of you have commented in our videos, and I've seen in various forums defending the DigiDestined. Basically, the part where the DigiDestined took a whole week to finally get to the digital world. People are saying it's understandable that they took that long to act because of the heartbreak emotion that they felt when their partner Digimon disappeared into the digital reboot. I can see their point that they are upset, but a whole week to act is way too long. One day or a couple of days, that's understandable. But a whole week of moping around and feeling sorry for themselves is just too long. Back in season 1, when Tai and Metal Greymon beat Etamon, they were transported back into the real world. Obviously, Tai was all confused and shit because he just fought Etamon and now he's back home from out of nowhere. But in that episode, Izzy managed to give Tai a message from the digital world saying that Tai should not come back. There were other revelations as well in that episode, such as Kari knowing Koromon's name. But the point I'm trying to get at is that Tai was trying to figure out how does Kari know Koromon's name. He was also trying to figure out how the Digivice works, and he eventually found a portal to go back to the digital world. He did all of that in one day. Even though in this episode some of his antics were comedic relief, such as him checking himself and Kari if they have a fever, he was still being proactive about the situation and trying to figure stuff out, whilst in Tri, he's not doing that. He's letting Izzy do all the work while he just follows orders from him, almost as if Izzy is the leader, not Tai. That was just one example of one of the DigiDestined not wasting time and in the mood to do what's best in the first season. But now in Tri, all they do is argue against one another and keeping secrets from each other, and overall being in a bad mood with one another. For example, like TK not telling anyone that Patamon is infected. He at least should have told Izzy. If there was anyone who maybe would have found a cure for the infection, it would have been Izzy. Just talk. That's all you need to do. The DigiDestined have been bottling up all their feelings inside of them rather than talk to each other and resolve the issue. It doesn't make sense for them to be like that. It didn't make sense for Joe to be a whiny little idiot in the second movie. It didn't make sense for Tai to cower in front of Kawagumon, because you have to remember, this is the same guy. As a kid, he wanted to climb up a mountain even though there was a chance that there were powerful enemies that could be lurking around near the mountains. If anything, these movies have regressed the development and made them more whiny and essentially a bunch of crybabies. It's a cliche in an anime where the teen characters are all more anxious and emo, but for Digimon it doesn't work because we have seen these characters before. We know how they act and we know they're not like this. That's why it pisses me off. The DigiDestined were more fearless when they were kids. Remember, guys, these are the same kids who fell off a giant cliff when Kawagumon attacked. They walked for miles in the blazing hot desert. They were attacked by Bakuman, who are essentially ghosts. And the main point, they were lost in the digital world for a very long time and they managed to survive it. The fact that they're all alive is a miracle in itself. The evil Digimon that they fought against were trying to kill them. And not only that, they were trying to kill them in the digital world. The DigiDestined were far away from home and they haven't seen their parents in months. If we were in their shoes, we would have been crying and shitting ourselves, but they still kept going. They are not us. That was the charm of the show when we were watching this as kids, because we're seeing these kids being brave and living and surviving in a world where monsters are real. They more or less experienced hell when they were kids, so it doesn't make sense for them to just bitch and moan in these movies. I want them to be brave, I want them to be fearless again, and I hate seeing them this way, and hopefully in the upcoming movies the DigiDestined change their attitudes. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the DigiDestined so far in these movies. I know a lot of you will disagree with me. If you do, write down in the comments below. Let's get a little debate going about the DigiDestined. Remember to like, share and subscribe for more Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh and Dragon Ball Super content. And remember, care for nothing.